If you're an older adult and want to strengthen your glutes, this is the video for you. First, I want to talk a little bit about why the glutes are so important. If your glutes are weak, it can lead to more of a waddling gait because it's not stabilizing your pelvis. So when you walk, you might walk with kind of this waddle. Also, it can misalign the position of your leg when you're walking. So it could make you more knock-kneed or more bow-legged, depending on what's going on with the hips. If your hips are not strong, it makes it more difficult to keep your balance. So it's important, strengthen your glutes. Today we're going to run through glute strengthening exercises. So we'll get started with a sitting position and then we'll jump into the laying exercises. You can use some equipment for these, but you don't have to. You could use some things around the house that would work just fine. I'll show you the alternatives with the things around your house. So let's go ahead and jump in. Remember, before starting a new program, always consult with your physician. The first thing you're going to use is either a belt or if you've got a band. A band can be very helpful. I've already got this one tied, but if it's difficult for you to reach down to your feet, loop the band around and just tie it, okay? But from a seated position, right here, if you have a belt, the belt's not going to allow for movement, but you're going to do an isometric contraction, meaning you're going to push against the belt, hold, and relax, okay? I want you to remain nice and tall posture during this, and you're going to push out if you've got an elastic band, or if you're using a belt, you just push out and hold. In and out, in and out. For this first one, I want you to kind of slide the feet with it. Okay, so I'm sliding my feet back and forth. This next one, you're seated here and you're just going to push your knees out, keeping your feet together. So out and in. If you're using the belt, just push into the belt and relax. Push into the belt and relax. So again, I want you to do a couple sets of 10 or 15 with this. I found some belts on Amazon that are very thick, that don't roll up. This belt, it's a rubber belt, it kind of rolls up. It can be painful on the leg. These belts on Amazon, they're more of a fabric type material. They're thick. I'll leave a link in case you want to buy one of those. You don't have to, but again, they're a little more comfortable if you've got some veins that are uncomfortable or some pain in the sides of the legs, that pushing on those would be uncomfortable. So next we're going to jump into the laying exercises. Our first exercise here, you're going to be laying on your side, okay? You can use your bed or your couch, wherever you can comfortably lay. And what you're going to do, you're going to leave your heels together. You're going to leave your hips stacked on top of each other, meaning you don't want to roll your hips. If you're rolling your hips, you're cheating. Sometimes I'll tell people to lay against the wall. If your bed is against the wall, lay against the wall. Or if you're able to get up and down from the floor, you can lay on the floor against the wall. By positioning your back against the wall, it helps you not rotate. Because watch this. If I rotate, I'm just getting momentum to lift my leg. But if I keep those hips on top of each other and I keep my heels together, rotation, this is going to cause that glute to get working. If you find that this is easy, you can always throw in that band. The band, it's on. So you just, same exercise, just the band provides some resistance. If you don't have a band, maybe you've got an ankle weight, you can put an ankle weight there. Either of those would work. You don't have to use weight though, but that can just progress this exercise, make it more difficult. It's gone. The next thing you can do, similar exercise, but this time float the heel. So the heel is not resting on the heel. Does that make sense? So lift that up and then right there, up and down. So it's the same type movement, but by lifting that heel so it's not touching, it increases the challenge here. Just doing a few reps here, I can already feel my glutes starting to work. You're going to really feel that muscle burn. Muscle fatigue is good. We're not looking for pain, but muscle fatigue is uncomfortable. The next thing we're going to do a side-lying straight leg raise. So what I want you to do here, I want you to avoid rolling. You'll notice if I roll like this and I do a straight leg raise, I'm lifting up that leg, but I'm working my hip flexor. I'm not getting my glute as much. So I want you to almost point that, if your hip bone, that little pointy bone right there, it's almost like you want to point it a little bit downwards, if that makes sense. So it's not pointed up, but it's pointed down. That top leg is straight, and you're going to up and down. We're not Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. You don't have to kick that leg over your head. Just lift it up a little bit and then back down. Lift it up a little bit and back down. Keeping that hip from rolling. Again, doing against a wall can help avoid that roll. So up and down there. You will feel that glute burn. You'll feel the side of your leg burn a little bit. That is good. You want those muscles working. If this is painful on some hip arthritis, do mini ones if you need. Just do a little bit. We don't want you to hurt. We don't want you to have to be in a lot of pain tomorrow because we did a little exercise. Muscle soreness is good, but we're not looking for days of pain associated with arthritis or other problems. So modify the exercises as needed. The next one, we're going to come here to our back. I want you to try and keep your back kind of straight. So you're not rolling your back up, but you're keeping your back straight and you're trying to lift as a unit, if that makes sense. So you're lifting all together at the same time, not one at a time up like so. I don't know if you can see the difference there. I can definitely feel it, but try to engage that back almost as if that back is one stick and you're lifting the whole stick up all at the same time. As you go up, try to squeeze those butt cheeks together. Something that can make this one more difficult is, you guessed it, a band or a belt. So what you'll do is separate the legs a little bit, push into that band, and then up and down. Doesn't really matter where your hands are. You can put them down here, you can put them up top, up and down there. Good, clench those butt cheeks, tighten up those glutes. Very good. If this starts to get a little bit easy, something you can do to progress it, I'm going to go ahead and move the belt, move the band, but lift that up and march those legs. That's challenging though. That makes it much more difficult. When you march those legs, you want to make sure that as you lift this leg, that hip's not dropping. If your hip's dropping at all, you're probably not quite ready for this challenge. But you can just march that up, march that up. Notice I'm not marching it up. It's just a little baby march, just a little one. And that helps with that helps with some core stability. That helps activate some of those glutes even further. Very good. Do a handful of those, back down. Something else you can do with a band or a belt, I just call them butterflies, pushing out. If you just have the belt so that it's not stretchy, just push out into that belt and relax. If you just have a band, or if you do have a band, again, you can find bands on Amazon that are thicker, more fabric-like. This one's a little less comfortable because it bunches up and it rolls. But just like that. I just call it a butterfly because it's almost like your legs, like a little butterfly wings, open and close. Again, just go within comfortable ranges of motion. You don't have to push it so far that you're hurting. None of this is supposed to be a terrible experience for you. I know often in physical therapy people say, oh, you're a torture, a pain and torture. But that's not really what we want. We want you to get stronger and to get better. So the long and the short of it, I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And if you want to further improve your glutes with a different exercise, check out the top video here. Or if you want to increase your balance to avoid falls, check out the bottom, and we'll catch you in our next video.